Hello and welcome back to Philgood Services, and we want to thank you for joining us. And if today is your first time, we plead that you subscribe to our channel and help us grow the Philgood family. What we do is bring you educational videos to help you improve on the standards of your living and also educate you on mental health issues. Today we're going to be talking about certain things that we take for granted, and we're going to be talking about our psychosocial support system. This is a word that I've used so many times in my videos, and I believe some of you are wondering what it really means. What impact does it really have on our lives? So when we talk about psychosocial support system, we're talking about two things that we put together. One is the psychological, right? Which we're talking about me, we're talking about yourself, your mind, right? So that is the psychological part of it. And then the social part of it. So we're talking about your environment, the things that affect you, the things that impact you. So when we talk about psychosocial support system or psychosocial, that is what we mean. This is something that comes naturally in most cases. So for some of us, we've had it since childhood. We've had it every step of our way. So it gets to a point where we don't pay much attention to it. So what are some of our psychosocial support systems? One is our church or our religious affiliation, whether we meet physically or we meet virtually. Either way, this group of people or this organization provides a lot of support for us or to us by ways of our physical gathering. Anytime that we meet at a church setting, anytime that we meet with our church people, we have this sense of well-being. Our mood gets enlightened, of course, unless you are in the wrong company, right? But anytime that you meet with these kind of people, you have an enlightened mood, you have a sense of well-being, you have some sense of fulfillment. In the same vein, singing, as we say, music is a form of therapy. So you go to church, there is singing going on, there is dancing going on, and music and dance comes together in most cases. So when you have these things going on, naturally it helps with your psychological state, right? So now your social environment impacting your psychological state, okay? The other one is the preaching that we hear. These are words of encouragement, words of motivation, things to uplift our spirits, and it helps us to connect with the spiritual being. And then we also get more emotional support from the people around. If you have something going on, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sorrowful, if you're depressed, there are people out there who are supposed to provide you with support. So we get all of these coming into us naturally, hence we tend to forget the importance of it. Other psychosocial support system includes our family support. And in this case, we're talking about either the extended family or our immediate family. Either way, these people comes in very handy. So for some of us who have extended family, we have uncles, we have aunties, we have cousins who are always sometimes around us or always checking on us. And because it comes naturally, sometimes we think that they get on our nerves. We think that they are too much into our space. We think that, we've had enough of them. But then when they are not there, for some reason, when they are nowhere to be found, that is when we feel the impact. As the saying goes, you don't know what you have until you lose it. So unfortunately, for some of us, we lose these support systems before we realize that they were playing a major role in our lives. And once again, how they do that is by physical gathering. We getting together, we talking, we communicating, right? That provides some support for you. They also provide emotional support. If you're going through anything, any difficulty in your life, you have that one family member that you call and then, talk to that person. Sometimes it could be financial. You're going through some financial difficulties, your parents are there to relieve you, your uncles are there to relieve you, your aunties, or some family members comes to your aid to relieve you of that financial difficulties. So all these comes in handy. It comes in natural for some of us. And also school. School once again provides the social environment, a place that we meet, a place that we talk, a place that we engage, and all of that. The other thing that it also provides is an exit for some of us. So for some people, they are home most of the time, and once again taking for granted the support that they have from the family. So they feel like the family is getting on their nerves. They're tired with the family, so they need to get out. But naturally, an exit route for some of us is school. So we leave, we go to school. So we leave the family. We have a new company. We have a new group of people. We have a new association. And then we enjoy time with them. And then it gives us a break. So after school, then we come back home. But then now that we have this virus, we have this pandemic going on, some of our psychosocial support systems, which came to us naturally, are now taken away. So we can't go to church physically. For some of us, we still can't go to church physically. For those who are even able to, for some churches, they are not singing. So church is never the same as it used to. Now we've moved into the web-based, right? So providing church services through any medium is never the same as also physically meeting. Yet it does provide some support to us, right? But it does not provide the same level of support as physically meeting. The other thing also is school. So school is also taken away from us. For some of us, we cannot physically meet on campus. So school or education is not the same for some of us as it used to be when we had to go to campus, because that exit that it provided for us is no longer available. So now what is happening is we are stuck with our family, which is in most cases the biggest psychosocial support system one can have. But unfortunately, some people don't have a good family system. So the family becomes also their stressor. For those who even have a good family support system, we tend to take advantage of it, or we tend not to see the value of that support that we have. Just as we've lost that of the church, and now we miss going to church, we miss that association, we find value in that association. Just as we are not able to go to school, and now we're missing that part of our social support system, and now we realize the importance of that social support system. Now we're stuck with our family, and we think that, man, this is going to be a long 3 months. This family is getting on my nerves. You know, always mom is telling me what to do. Always dad is on my neck. Always my brother is asking me questions. So we're not really cherishing and valuing that support that we're getting. But if we are to look at it another way, we should see the value that the family is bringing to us. At least they are providing you that emotional support. At least they are providing you that physical support. At least they are providing you that mental support. They are providing you that space. Let's not forget that we are social beings. So always we are made to be with others. So being secluded, being isolated, being restricted is really not the best thing for human. And that is why when we were put in isolation, or when we were put in stay-home order, that is why when we were told to stay home for a period of time, you know, quarantined or whatever, you realize that you never felt the same way. If even you were not an outgoing person, when you'll be a PPA, it got to a point where you felt that this is not life. I can't live like this. But when we were not under quarantine, or when we were not under the stay-home order, though you did not go out that much, now that your movement is restricted, it makes you feel differently. So my point is, these things does come natural to us, and we've taken it for granted for so long. It is about time that we do appreciate our family, the people around us, our friends. We do appreciate our church or religious affiliation. We do appreciate also our school, our mates, our colleagues, and games. You know, I love games, so I cannot leave that out. And appreciate our games also. For those of you who follow soccer or follow any of the games, NBA has been off our screens since March. It's never been the same. We didn't have soccer for so long. Even when they resumed without spectators in the stadium, soccer doesn't feel the same way, right? The football crowd because of that break, because of that lapse that we had, it doesn't even feel the same for some of us. The mood is not the same. So it is very important that these little things that we have in our life, we take very good notice of it and we cherish it. Because one, it helps with our psychological being, and then two, it provides us with a sense of well-being. So our social environment supporting our psychological state, and that is why we need a good psychosocial support system. I hope you've learned something. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and thank you very much for being part of the Philgood family. This program was brought to you by Happy Glow Ghana, and Happy Glow is a nail spa and beauty salon in Ashoman. If you want a pedicure, manicure, acrylic nails, massage, chair massage or feet massage, makeup, and any of those, please visit them. Ashoman Estate, opposite Veggies and Grill, and they'll be more than glad to help you.